this temper, this anger is within me. And it's actually okay that I have this anger. I had to actually say yes to it in a weird way to help
Hmm.
to dissipate it and to help to learn from it and to deal with it and to be able to have a different relationship with it. And it has really changed that, among other things, it has really changed my relationship with this imperfection and just this piece about allowing space for it has helped it to be something that is less a problem. It's less something I have to fight against, and it's made it smaller and more manageable.
Hmm.
I'm wondering for you, how do you talk to moms about embracing our imperfections and appreciating maybe our strengths as well?
I love what you said about, I think the longer you fight something or you try to hide from it, the bigger it becomes. So,
Mhm.
like with you with the anger, like looking at it and recognizing it. For me, I was really reactive. I knew that. And the more I tried to push it down, the bigger it became. And it was almost understanding, you know what? I have this tendency to react. And I always encourage moms to look at the things that we struggle with or the imperfections and to ask yourself, is it really an imperfection? Like for me, I grew up where people would say, you're so overly sensitive. Stop being so overly sensitive.
Oh,
And I
me
took it
too.
as a negative thing. But then I ended up writing an article called The Gift of Being Overly Sensitive because I realized the part of me that I would fight was the part of me that allowed me to write. And so for
Mhm.
me to change it meant that it was me no longer honoring who I am. And so a lot of it might be even looking at, is it really an imperfection or is it something, it's just part of our character? The other thing is just being aware. Like I also know that I tend to be rather impatient. So this holiday season, I decided this last one that I was going to be patient. Like I was going to let myself learn patience. And I remind myself of it over and over again. Like one time I was at Hobby Lobby and I chose the wrong line,
Oh, no.
which normally would get me all over.
No.
Yes, you can just feel it. So I remember like being in the wrong line and then it was clearly wrong. And the one next to me opens up and this mom behind me with a very rambunctious toddler offers me it. And I heard in my head, this is your season of learning patience. So I looked and I said, no, you take it. Even though I could feel it, I said, you should have it. You have a toddler. And she paid and left, and I'm still waiting. But I think it's doing sometimes it's that. It's for me, I had to actually experience that part and go. And then I started wondering, why am I feeling this? I'm just going to go home. So it was like actually, instead of denying it, it was allowing me to understand it a little bit.
That's interesting. It almost